is my smoking song. It ain't very long, but guaranteed to get the job done. Smoke one, what the fuck you waiting on? Get high. I'd love to blaze your high as the sky, but it get hot. White, how hot? So hot your brain about this is my.
This is where I grew up. This is the other side of white, I guess you would say. Like, I grew up my entire life in Memphis, Tennessee, one of the roughest cities in America. In the summertime, my parents would send me to my godparents' house just for a couple of weeks, just to get me out of the hood, go do some kid shit. Run around on four-wheelers and dirt bikes and 100 acres and fucking look at nudie magazines and grow our own first weed plants and trip on acid for the first time, walking down gravel roads and shit. This is where it all went down.
12 years old, hopping off the porch, headphones on, blunt to the torch, not knowing that nature's about to take its most important course.
All I listened to growing up was Memphis music. I started out listening to 3 6 Mafia when I was about 12 years old. I was a big Gangsta Black fan. I was a big Skinny Pimp fan, Playa Fly. At the time, a lot of these guys were produced by 3 6 Mafia, so at the same time, that's another way I was listening to everybody. Tommy Wright III, K-Rock, man, there's hundreds I'm missing. Gangsta Pat. Marquinus Kearney, R.I.P., bro. He died in a motorcycle crash about 3-4 years ago. He introduced me to a little song called My Mind's Playing Tricks on Me. And I just was like, what the fuck is this? And I mean, I'd heard like radio rap and shit, but I'd never heard like cussing, you know what I'm saying? Like real, like actual gangster rap. And that just opened this door to my brain, like, yo, I gotta find more of this. I started rapping, I was in 9th grade, literally freestyling at the lunch table. Lil Black told me I needed a name. I said, what's my name gonna be? He said, Lil Wyte. He said, you gotta spell your name different though. You can't spell it W-H-I-T-E for 2 reasons. You can't spell it W-H-I-T-E, 1, it's just too plain, and 2, it sounds racist. He said, change the spelling. That way it'd be Lil Black and Lil Wyte. I was like, all right, I'm gonna spell it W-Y-T-E. Spelled the W-Y-T-E, got a little buzz in the school. Me and him would come to the lunch table, shut it down every day. Got with one of my homies, he introduced me to this crew, Chevy Force Click. Gave me an opportunity to jump on a track. 15 years old, killed it. Next thing you know, they do a second album. So when 3 6 Mafia popped the CD in, and I just went on there snapping. They were like, who is this? Who is that? I actually was one of the first people I've ever heard to say, man, if 3 6 Mafia just had a hard-ass white boy just come out of nowhere and just start spitting, that shit would be crazy as hell. And I became the guy I was talking about. It's kind of weird, like it's very weird.
Lil Wyte's the name, there ain't a day past it, I ain't in trouble. This changes the game and turns a somersault to a double.
Today we went down to Sun Studios, birthplace of rock and roll, pretty much. Sun Studios actually has a very significant meaning to what I'm doing right now because my manager, Wes Phillips, shout out to Wes and the entire Phillips family. They are direct descendants of Sam Phillips, who him and Elvis Presley, along with Carl Perkins and B.B. King and Jerry Lee Lewis and Johnny Cash, you know, they created rock and roll that you know today. Beale Street, Memphis, Tennessee, which is where a lot of you know, music got created, period. You know, like the blues, and it dates back to early jazz and rock and roll, and a lot of things that went down on Beale Street that a lot of people will never even know, you know what I mean? Like, Beale Street started out, actually, it was one of the few places that black people could come play blues and actually play and not get banned from playing back when it was segregation and all that. So Beale Street started out on some really slum shit, like slum shit. But over the years, it's turned into an actual celebration strip. Without Beale Street, there is no music. Without music, there is no Beale Street. I think it's bigger than Graceland. I think it's bigger than the Lorraine Motel. I think it's bigger than all of our landmarks because it is all of our landmarks combined into one. Like, it is the civil rights movement. It is rock and roll. It is blues. It's all of it in one. And there's certain nights when you can go on Beale Street and you can have the time of your life. And there's certain nights you can go on Beale Street and you look in the mirror the next morning with a black eye And you would go, I'm never going back to Beale St again. Ever. And you're down there like 3 weeks later.
What never would rise. Here I am. I'm spitting it out and bringing it to you today. Ain't no gangster, just a Bay Area representative with something to say. So if you want me, come get me. You know where I'm at. I'm probably there right now. But there's no way good a boy like me go out without
Just a good old boys.
Hanging out, getting high.
Just a good old boys.
Watching cops riding by.
Just a good old boys.
Sitting around drinking beer.
Just a good old boys.
We was the clique, the haters fear.
Just a good old boys.
Never really wanted blow.
Just a good old boys.
Was overloaded on that drove.
Just a good old boys.
Pseudo cutlass, what we flexing.
Just a good old boys.
If you in the road, you better.
If anybody ever had to play me in a movie, first for one, he'd have to learn to rap. I don't know, he might be able to spit for all I know. Ben Foster, holla at me, man. For some reason, everywhere I go, people say if I ever did a movie, you should play me. And after I started looking at some of your pictures and shit, it would make sense. You played a badass and alpha dog, like, you know what I'm saying? What was the other movie was in where you fucking, I don't fucking remember. I smoked weed, bro.
Oh my god!
You know the movie Belly? You know the beginning.
Of course.
Slow
Oh,
motion,
I know
it's
exactly
so
what you're
dope.
about.
And it's at
Yeah.
Sister Mary, or forget
What?
who sings it.
What is he talking about?
Get rid of the cigarette.
Oh yeah.
Tell management to fuck off, man. I'm gonna smoke this cigarette.
All right. We won't show it.
Get rid of the moonshine and the weed and the drugs and the guns. This is that. I can buy this at the store. I can't buy none of this other shit at the store. Asshole.